You have Patrick Findor here, managing partner at Visa Franchise. Excited to have on Juan Remolina, who's the CEO of Carwash Points. Juan, thanks for joining today.
Hello, Patrick, and thanks for having me.
So I'm excited. You finally opened up a location in Miami Beach. I took my Mini Cooper there. What was it? 2 weeks back, and had a great experience. So,
No, I'm glad you mentioned that. Amazing.
and Juan, you have a deep experience into entrepreneurship as well as earlier in your career in the corporate life. Maybe you could tell a little bit about what was attractive about car wash market as well as why the franchise model.
Sure. I have been now more than 20 years in car wash and franchising, both of them. I started more than 20 years ago in 2003. I'm from Colombia, and I had a master franchise for Colombia from an Argentinian company called Pronto Wash, which is basically an eco-friendly car wash. And I had the rights for Colombia. And from 2003 to 2018, I built 120 locations, most of them located in basically incorporate buildings and shopping centers, any parking with good traffic. From those 120 locations, I had 80, 90 franchisees, and the remaining was company owned. That's why I have all the experience with franchising. So in 2018, I sold my operation in Colombia to a local company, and I went back to the Argentinians, which is not common, right? And I purchased the Pronto Wash brand worldwide,
Wow.
except US and Canada. I have nothing to do with US and Canada. So I came with my family in 2021 with my wife and my kids, and I started. I got an E-2 with Carwash Points. Since that, I have been, like trying to help people that would like to come to the US through an E2 opportunity. I already, I know how it is, and we are currently have 15 locations from South Miami to Tampa. And as I told you, we have currently 12 countries operating with Pronto Wash. That's like 150,000 car washes per month in all those countries. And we operate in three continents. So we know how it is in the different, like the completely different markets,
What was
in
the hardest thing about the US market? So you obviously had great success in Colombia. How was the US consumer different or the employees?
the markets are completely different. Let's say in the US and Europe, there is high labor cost, but
Okay.
high average ticket.
Okay. Yeah.
And in Latin America, it is low labor, low average ticket. And for instance, in the Middle East, we have an operation in Kuwait, and it is the best of the world because it is low labor cost and high average ticket.
Yeah, you see that with a lot of quick service restaurants and different franchise businesses operating in the Gulf countries, and the profit margins are super high.
Yeah, exactly. So, but in the US, we have been learning a lot. We build an ecosystem for investors, and that ecosystem we have, we provide operational support for the people that do want our help. So with that ecosystem, we have all the CPAs, the immigration attorneys, corporate lawyers, and insurance brokers, marketing agency, and the most important, we have an ERP that is specialized in car wash, and that way the investors can track, with cameras, and they know what's going on in their location, like sales, the people that are there, the average ticket, and on the other side, the customers. As you had the experience in Miami Beach, you can, book and pay for the service and track what's going on.
For grand opening, it was, I think, what it must have been one of the first customers, and it was still super
Yeah,
smooth.
it is completely new, and as I told you, it's gonna take time because we are in a location indoors, and it will take time. But I think it's a very good opportunity, and I like it. We have two brands. One is Wash Point, which is the one that we have at that location, which is waterless. We use only 1 liter to wash a car. There is no runoff, nothing, no water in the ground. And we have another brand that is called a Gator Car Wash, which is a traditional car wash. Both of them, that one is more like for gas stations. For you to have an idea, the eco-friendly car wash is only 1 liter. Traditional car wash is something around 150 to 300 per car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big difference. Clearly showed that you've opened a ton of these locations with the signage, the branding, the booking system, everything made it easy. So in terms of like an investment amount, I imagine it's different thresholds. You have those that are going to be owner operators where they're not going to have to invest as much, but they're working the business and they have to be on top of it and what 20 to 50 hours a week. And then you have other ones where they're more of a financial investor and coming in more as like a CFO to it's their business. They own the business, but they're not working day to day in it and they're relying more on your team. How do the investment ranges kind of change and what do you see for an owner operator, a guy that's going to put a lot of time in and be very hands on compared to one that is going to be more on the financial side, say executive chairman, CFO type role?
Sure. So we do offer both options. The one that it's operating the business, and the other one that requires some operational support. For the ones, like basically the profile is someone that is that has business experience and entrepreneurial person with management skills and leadership abilities, that focus on clients and customers experience and basically that are willing, the most important, to build a brand, and it can be either active or passive. For the ones that are active in the business, we have, like as I told you, all the experience that is the most important, more than 20 years, so we can give them all the support, and we have the best versions of all the manuals and training and advice. We are interested in both, and the people that are going to be in the business might have returns like 35% per year, and the ones that are, with operational support can be around 6 to 12%, depending on.
Okay. Yeah. So that makes sense. We're a big advocate at Visa Franchise where it's like, you want to make a proper return, you got to work day to day. And if not, that's fine. Just know, what more or less the market's like. So that's great. Juan, we have clients all over the US for Visa Franchise. We have clients moving to Texas, California. I imagine if they're not going to be as involved in the business, they could live in Texas and have the business in Florida. But for those that want to be active owner operators, can they open up in Texas? Could they open up in North Carolina? How is your guys' expansion strategy looking like?
Yeah, we're currently operating in Florida, as I told you, from South Florida to all the way to Tampa, and but we already had a good experience, and we know like how to operate, and we have had people interested in California, Texas, and I will be more than happy to speak with these people that are interested in exploring opportunities in other states.
And I imagine for those owner operators that are going to be working day to day, it doesn't make sense just to have one. You ideally want to be opening up multiple locations and having
Sure.
different synergies with the employees and marketing spend, et cetera.
I think the best should be something similar to what I do with master franchises in different countries. What I would like is people that believe in the business and would like to build the brand with us, and that what we can do is maybe, like an area developer, or like give any kind of zone, and we can start with one or two locations, and we also have a very interesting model that is the mobile car wash, where we have fully equipped vehicles that go on demand. So it's good because we can generate more revenue not only from a store but also mobile.
And what's the head count look like for one operation? I know you have the two models, but if it's fully staffed, you're in year 5 of the operations. What's the organization look like?
We usually, I like, for instance, the gas stations, the ones that has the automatic car wash, and it's complementary for us. So basically, what they look for is they have good volume, a lot of volume, average ticket very low, 10, 12, $15. We build our business like a nice place, right next to it, and we focus more on detailing. That's actually our business, deep cleaning and polishing and waxing and ceramic coatings and window tinting. So in that case, we usually have one supervisor or manager of the store, and usually 2 to 3 people, and as the business grows, we implement more people. That's one of the good locations. The other one is more like shopping centers that we have had in Tampa. We have three locations in shopping centers with good results, and it's kind of similar, the structure and the in terms of people.
And are these W-2 employees or are they 1099 contractors?
We have both. We have some of them. Usually, the manager might be W-2, and the technicians usually are 1099.
And how do you go about sourcing talent and cultivating talent?
That's the hard part. We have yeah, a lot of difficulty, but that we're working all the time with labor apps, and looking for people and referrals and everything until we find the right people in the right places.
What do people like working at Carwash Points? What keeps the technicians or the supervisors engaged?
We our model is based on results. If they have good results, we can give them. I don't care if if they get like 2 or 3 times whatever they pay for hour. But if they keep motivated and they are doing a good job, we can share all of us. It's good for all of us.
So you pay your guys well, above average, and I imagine you can kind of poach talent from like a valet where people might not want to be running around nonstop and be able to work for you guys and make more money.
Yeah, we're open to any kind of profile. Usually certified technicians or people that had experience. But sometimes if you do not have experience but you want to work hard and do good, we are open.
Can you share any success stories of prior E2 visa investors? I know you're an E2 visa yourself, you mentioned.
Yeah.
How about other E2 visa investors in the Carwash Points organization?
Yeah, I have, for instance, a guy from Argentina. He has a car wash in Wiregrass, Chops of Wiregrass in Tampa, and then he purchased two more. One in Southwest Ranches and another one in Brickell. So he became a multi-franchisee.
He enjoyed it enough, and he saw that it was a good
Yeah,
working relationship with you to double down, triple down on
exactly.
his investment.
And now he's interested in a master franchise in Europe. So that's part of the process. When they understand the business and they trust you, so you can grow with them.
I think it's always better to start small with one location. I just got off another recording where it was with a franchisee that had a bad experience where a lot of franchisees in her network were having to buy 3 territories, 5 territories, and they
Mhm.
barely open up the first one. And that also doesn't serve you well, where you don't want to give Orlando away or Austin, Texas away to someone that's not going to do a good job and truly develop it.
I know perfectly what you're talking about. I had a lot of experience with master franchisees in different countries, and basically, my conclusion is that it's better to have a good franchisee that someone with good money but is not involved in the business. I prefer someone that it's hands-on and is willing to grow it with you and one part at a time, as you mentioned.
Yeah. It's different, like, too, if you're expanding in a new market where you're going to rely on them a lot and you don't have to provide, you can't provide as much support. And because it's in a different market. And then, but they already have experience as entrepreneurs. Where in the American franchise or licensed business market, a lot of them are leaving the corporate life and they've never run a business. So it can
Okay.
be kind of daunting to open up
No, I
numerous
have
locations.
worked with a lot of them. Actually,
Yeah.
the guy that I'm talking about from Argentina, he was the main partner for BCG, Boston Consulting Group. So he, of course, came from the corporate life, but he understands and he's actually a great advisor for me as well.
I
So
can imagine. That's what you want. Like,
exactly, yeah,
you want your network of franchisees, licensees to be really bright and have had amazing experience in the past. And that's what we've
exactly,
seen. The best systems, they grow together as
yeah,
the people had success beforehand, and they're able to give good feedback and good product development tips or whatever to the franchise brand, and then decide from there how to best expand.
correct. That's priceless. I'm lucky to have people like him around me.
One, what recommendations do you have for E2 visa investors looking at car wash points? Like, what would be the best way to investigate if it might be the best option for them, as well as what model might be the best option, whether it's the one in a shopping center, the gas station, more operational support, or more active owner operator?
Yeah, we can work with both. The most important is that the ones that are not interested in being, like 100% of their time involved and they want operational support, we can do it, and we can have, like meetings every like month or 2 months, and I'm in charge of doing whatever they want. And they are the owners of the business. And the other one that it's more active, we can do it as well. What I recommend them is to contact me, and if they are willing to build a brand together, and with our experience and support, we can help them to be successful.
Perfect, Juan. So we'll definitely include a link to your website for the show notes, and anything we didn't discuss today that might be relevant for people moving to the US, especially on the E-2 visa.
Yeah. Oh, basically, the investment, it's around 250 to 300,000 for 100% ownership, and it's all of them are like turnkey business. It has it includes the franchise fee, includes the setup for equipment, for elements, everything that is required, and also includes working capital to get into until we get to break even point. So it's a very good opportunity, and as I told you, could work for either active or passive.
Okay, perfect. Well, Juan, I appreciate your time today, and thanks for everything you do for our clients at Visa Franchise. Again, we'll be sure to include a link to your website at Carwash Points with more details in case people are interested in learning more about your opportunity.
Thanks, Patrick, for having me. And if anyone is interested in car wash points, contact me and let's build a brand together.
Awesome. Thanks, Juan.
Right? Thanks a lot.